Radio. We dare to lead. Electric TV Radio. This is radio like you never heard before. Electric TV Radio. The pathfinder for radio.
Mesdemoiselles, mesdames et messieurs, je vous dis bonsoir. Je m'appelle Fomant et ce soir, je suis avec LBT sur LBT TV Radio.
LBT TV Radio. We dare to lead. LBT TV Radio. Redefining broadcasting. Listen.
Right, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on Liberty TV Radio. My name is Daffy Matthew. So you love to come with the Liberty on the spot. I'm here with Benedict Eki, today's sensation, who is on the pro. Yeah, he's been doing wonderful things, and I'm sure you guys now know that whenever I'm not around, I've got a stable hands to handle the show and do it very well, like he did last Friday when I was far away in Warri. Doing the Warri Again show with the rest of the crew. Today we've got a whole lot to talk about. There are no Champions League games in the midweek, but there were Premier League games. And yesterday's game was just all about that as far as I'm concerned. But today you've got the Arsenal Manchester City game postponed because tomorrow Arsenal is playing PSV in the UEFA Europa Cup, the game that wasn't played some time ago. And then because of the death of the Queen. And there are fixtures around the other matches. Bournemouth will be playing against Southampton. Brentford will be playing against Chelsea. Liverpool, West Ham, Newcastle, Everton, and I think the biggest one of the night, Manchester United at Old Trafford against Tottenham Hotspur. Two teams, one definitely will drop a point, or two of them will drop a point if the game ends in a draw. I'm going to need all of you guys to be my analyst in this one. They're talking about the fact that they need to manage Harry Kane, that he might get injured before the World Cup, and then England doesn't have a striker anymore. Rashford is not reliable, can be trusted, and so they're begging Conte to manage him. But how do you manage a player who says that the player must get injured in the second half? Who says that the player can get injured in the first half? So how do you manage a player? I need you guys to chime in on this one on Instagram and on the YouTube stream. Tell me what you think. Is that a good call from the English FA and the English coach or the English media telling Antonio Conte and Tottenham Hotspur to manage it? Well, the Koreans are not saying that some should be managed, neither the other countries whose players are playing for Spurs and are going to the World Cup. They're not demanding that Spurs should manage their players. So why do they need Harry Kane to get special treatment? That's the one that I need you guys to talk to me about. And it's time to do report card for the Chelsea manager. Yes, Graham Potter. I think he's got a very big pot and he's cooking pretty well. I didn't expect him to be this good. I won't lie. I was one of those who said that he won't do well. I mean, English coaches don't do well, but he's done very, very well. And people would argue that Lampard did well in his first season. Yes, I agree, but this case is pretty much different because somehow the team was a little bit in disarray, but he's brought in organization, he's brought in structure. The team psychology is in the right place. The team is playing very, very well. The goalkeeper Chukwueze, or Kepa Arrizabalaga, all of them are really in tune with what the coach wants them to do. And I think it's taken a very short time to jump off the starting block, and it's doing pretty well. That doesn't mean that Chelsea will go on to win the league. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I think that Graham Potter have impressed me. So let's not talk about Chelsea as a team, but let's talk about Graham Potter. And let's not forget that, they're in fourth position on the league table. A win tonight for them will take them to 22 points. They will still remain in fourth position, but that keeps them very close to Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester City, who's got a game postponed. The only team that cannot, be displaced currently is Arsenal. No matter what happened, the top three will still remain anyway, or probably the top four will still remain the way they are. The Chelsea loss, for instance, and a Man United win. They need to win with a very big number, big scoreline for them to jump into the fourth position. But it seems like the top four teams will still remain after tonight's game. But Newcastle have a chance. Newcastle have a chance, hoping that Tottenham Hotspur will beat because Tottenham Hotspur can jump into second position. With one game advantage. If Newcastle, for instance, Newcastle win and Tottenham Hotspur wins, Newcastle goes into fifth, Manchester United goes to sixth, and then Tottenham Hotspur goes to second. I mean, this is the early days. It's 10 games going to the 11th game of the season. But I just need to get your take on this. What do you think? Should Tottenham Hotspur start managing, rotating Hurricane? And what do you think of Graham Potter so far? And then the NBA returned last night, man. Come on, or earlier hours of this morning, and it was that kind of game that you want the NBA season to start with. It was Golden State Warriors, Lakers, and damn, it was that game. Okay, there is something called super dominance. Okay, that's when you dominate all 4 quarters. Unfortunately, that happened. It was 3 quarters dominance, but then the third quarter was a blowout, 32-19. Okay, first quarter was close, 25-22. Second quarter was also a bit close, 4 points, 34-30. But the third quarter was 32-19. Damn, that was much. And then when the Lakers tried to rally back, it was too late. If they had done a bit closer, if they got a bit closer in the third quarter, I am very, very sure they would have won this one, but that didn't happen. They lost 1-2-3 to 109. Yeah. So I'm going to be, bringing up other results of the opening night, and then we'll see how that goes. But the 2022 season is up and running, and Steph Curry again is putting the curry on the stew for Golden State Warriors, as he knows how to do best. That's a very, very good one for them. We will talk about all of that and some other things. Benedict, what are the talking points that came off your head from the time we signed up the show yesterday up until now? What are the things that you stumbled upon?
Well, I stumbled up. In case people don't know, Nigeria under 17 team they've been drawn against the United States of America, the under 17 team in the Women's World Cup. I know everybody knows they defeated Chile by 2-1.
Yeah.
Then we also have a World Cup. If you want to go now, I'm ready to spill it all out and all of that.
Okay, we will talk about the World Cup later and what you're cooking in your plate. But for now, let's just let me bring this to you, Graham Potter. Before it was brought from Brighton and Hove to Chelsea, looking at the way Chelsea was playing, the way they were struggling, and the players that they've got, did you see them improving this good, this fast, like they have done now, or you also had your doubt like I did? What was your thought about them? And now, looking at how far they've come, they've not lost a game since he took over, both in Europe and in the Premier League. What's your take of Graham Potter?
Well, Graham Potter started his career in Sweden, 4th division. In between 3 years, it took them all the way to 1st division. Then got the job at Brighton. I can't remember what's in between. Brighton initially when he got.
I think it was Cardiff City or Swansea. Okay. So one of the two.
Brighton when he got the job, he finished 17th, 15th, 17th in 3 seasons. Maybe he's just the ordinary manager that's just trying to survive relegation every season they come to the Premier League. Until last season, they strived all the way to 16th position, 15th position, if I'm not mistaken. And then this season, they started like a house on fire, which they have been doing. Not every season, they always start early and then you lose fire by the way. I have my doubt as you. Graham Potter coaching has never coached stars. I don't think anybody has coached ever in his career as one of the lowest earners in Chelsea and in his career from Sweden to Brighton. I always felt like he's going to overweigh him. He's not going to be wrong. He's going to get sacked. Also, I saw some vote of confidence that even if he finishes 7th, he's not going to get sacked. And I felt like maybe that's just some media bluff and all that. But rating it has been exceptionally well. I can totally say because they have not met the big guys. They're going to have the Manchester City and Arsenal, I think in November, back to back, just a 3-day gap. And that's one I'm really looking out for because Wolves didn't have a manager. AC Milan with the hands down the
struggling with injury as well.
Struggling with injury. Then the other games they played before that time, Crystal Palace are not the team that is everyone should go. I can't take the shades away from him. He's doing well.
All right, he said he can't take the shades out of him because he's doing well. Let's look at the news as packaged by the indefatigable Timothy Daibo for us. This morning it was, I've been doing nursing of the baby right now. Son is giving me, that kind of pain that you don't want to have, like when your son keep, you know, falling sick. Yeah, you just feel like very, very frustrated. You can't move a finger sometimes, and it's one of those things. But it didn't stop Timothy Dembo from putting together a very fantastic news package. First was the airline CAF Champions League, CAF Confederation Cup. Sorry, Rivers United, Plateau United draw against Libyan opponent. I hope they get well. What's with Nigeria and North Africans? I don't know. Women's CAF Champions League, BAYELSA Queens to face MAMELODI SUNDOWNS first as CAF reveals full schedule. And then we went further down on this conversation. 2022-2023 MPFS season. Somebody was asking that question on the YouTube channel. Likely to be abridged according to club owners. Have we not gotten past this one? But hey, it's one of those things. I am proud of my team's effort. Fidelis Lechukwu had that one to say. And that on the NBA, Magical Curry cooks in season opener as he fires Warriors to win over Lakers. Stanton Brown scored 35 apiece as Celtic cruise past 76ers. Philadelphia, where are you guys? And where are you guys going to really start the season well? Well, let's take the news as it comes, as it is from Timothy Dembo. Rivers United and Plateau United, who dropped from the TotalEnergies CAF Champions League to the CAF Confederation Cup, having lost to Wydad Casablanca and Esperance, respectively, now know their opponent as they seek to make the competition's group stage. A win over 2 legs from both Nigerian side will see them make the group stage of the Confederation Cup. I hope they do anyway. Both sides were drawn against Libyan side yesterday. Rivers United were drawn against Nasr Benghazi, while Plateau United were drawn against Akhder. Okay, let's hope that they will learn their lessons this time and they would win and make it through over 2 legs. The first leg will be played in Nigeria on November the 2nd, while the second leg will be played in Libya on November the 9th. Once again, they are playing their both first leg at home and second leg away from home. They better get the right result. They should learn from Kwara United. 3-1 is not a good result, and they should learn from their own mistake. 4-1 is also not a good result. Rivers United should know that even when you're winning, when you're the defending champions of Nigerian League, you can concede 6 goals away from home. So they should plot their graph properly and see what they can get out of it. I'm sure maybe a good result might bring back the weekend's bag of fortunes and provide them with some more money. Well, for those of you that are wondering what's happening with my voice, I did sleep all night. Okay, so my son is not feeling too well, so that stress that comes in with all the not sleeping is what's worrying my voice. So I'm sorry, my voice is sounding so crooked, but we will get through the show. Okay, let's talk about women football. And on the continent, the Confederation of African Football CAF have revealed the full schedule for the 2022 CAF Women's Champions League. The competition, which will take place in the city of Rabat and Marrakech, is slated to hold from 30th of October to 13th of November. That's a practical 2 weeks that the competition will roll through. And that's just about the time that the World Cup is about to start. That's when it will end. But let's see how it goes. For the Nigerian representative in the competition, the Nigerian Women Football League champions, BAYELSA Queens, they have MAMELODI SUNDOWNS of South Africa, Wydad of Egypt, and TP Mazembe of the Democratic Republic of Congo in their group, and they are lined up in Group B. BAYELSA Queens will face defending champions MAMELODI SUNDOWNS of South Africa. Remember, Rivers United faced defending champions in the CAF Champions League, the preliminary round. Now, Nigerian women team, BAYELSA Queens, are also facing defending champions. Let's hope that they do well in the first game on the 31st of November. Let's just hope that they do well and they get over the defending champions. If they don't, the defense shouldn't be so scandalous that they cannot come back from it. The Nigerian champions' second game is against TP Mazembe on the 3rd of November, while they will do battle with Wydad in their last group game on November the 6th. Let's hope that the win of the game favors them and they progress all the way to the finals. The 2022-2023 MPFS season have a different idea. Some people are already thinking about it. The club owners of Nigerian Professional Football League have reportedly agreed to make the 2022-2023 MPFS season to be an abridged version, stating time factors as the reason. Okay, quoting from BSN Sport, a club owner who pleaded anonymity revealed that the proposal for the abridged league will be forwarded to the Interim Management Committee, IMC, for consideration as soon as the committee is inaugurated by the Nigerian Football Federation. The club owners, in their meeting with the NFF president on Monday, had appealed to the NFF president to inaugurate the IMC by the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Come on, if the minister has set them up, then they should start working. Why do they need the NFF to inaugurate them? Why didn't they wait for the NFF before they take that decision? He said the club owners also agreed that the IMC, headed by former Director General of the National Sports Commission, Nasr Benghazi, as constituted by the Sports Minister, Mr. Sunday, will be for a season. So what happens next? We'll go back to LMC again. What's the sense? What's wrong with us in this country anyway? Quoting from BSN Sports, he said, "We have looked at various options, and the best options available to us now is to play an abridged league to end the season on time." That's the foolishness in this anyway. But hey, let's see. Sometimes bad things bring good results. Playing a full season with the time lost will not help our players who may be going for trials in Europe. Our leagues need proper restructuring. Can you imagine countries like Ethiopia, Zambia, Kenya, South Africa having their league running without interruption and shown live on DSTV and all the television stations? Shut up! You know nothing about that, how that happened. So I don't think that the person who's even saying this, I wish they mentioned the person, but all this anonymity is sick as far as I'm concerned, because you can't really base your reaction on who you're reacting to. But that person who said that does not have sense. Yes, say I said it. The person doesn't have sense, because if you know why your league is not on TV, then you would first of all focus on how to do it well. A bridge league or whatever will not bring the league on TV. Okay, our league is not experiencing the best of time in terms of sponsorship, huge debt for match officials and staff of scrap LMC. If we must get it, the MPFL board must be put in place and a substantive board with a chairman elected. Okay, let's wait for that to see at the light of the day. First off, let me tell you something, Mr. Anonymity. Let me just educate you a little bit, okay? The LMC cannot sell a league that doesn't have a product. And how do you sell a league how do you sell a league? First off, the individual clubs must be ready to put themselves up there and be branded as much as possible for them to be marketable. But you don't have this. And then the times that we are in, this is the time where digital storytelling is the #1 thing in football. Whether you like it or not. Even look at, let's play football. Look at the comedians, look at the movie stars, look at everybody, even in the advanced world where they already have massive and incredible fan base, they still do storytelling, because that is the era we're in. But you know what? We run our football with 1960, 1950, 1940 mentality of, oh, just put the boys together, let them go and play a game, and feeling all entitled that the fans will just come. When you see AY about to do a show, you see them do skits, Bovy, basketball, even, they do skits. They attract people by putting incentive out there. The Premier League, you see all their players, short videos, long videos, documentaries, stories that is behind the scenes that you never seen before. The reason for doing that is not just because they don't have job or they're jobless. They just want to keep the fans engaged all season. You can run a league that depends only on match day because of the goodwill. And I'm going to say this, like, people would be angry with me, but people like Andrew Randa, Fisayo Dairo, Jane Francis, my guy, Oganla Media, Toby Adequaju, these guys make incredible sacrifice, believing. Like, it's like when you read the story of faith in the Bible, they make sacrifice, believing that one day it go better. And they make all this sacrifice, trying to promote the league. But look at the clubs. When you look at the Premier League, for instance, we are not supporting the Premier League. Nobody is a fan of the Premier League. People are fans of Arsenal, Man U, Chelsea, Man City, Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest, Burnley, whatever the clubs are. That's what people support. My question to the clubs in the Nigerian League is, have you made yourself supportable And it's just not, somebody is a friend of the governor and they make him chairman of the club and he focuses on match day, collect money, carry player. That's not how football is run. So if you like, you put a Legbeleo, or you put a Legbedeo, or you put a Legbetel, you put anybody. The structure, the product that was selling, it's not marketable. Toby is even here. I don't care what anybody. Yeah, is that Sheila? Sheila, Toby, I agree to you. So I don't care how many English you speak or whatever. Whoever that person that is quoted that is saying he wants to be anonymous, man, shit on you. You are stupid for saying what you're saying because it doesn't make sense. Are you putting your club in a place where the clubs are even marketable enough? The LMC, what's the LMC going to sell? Because it's like I call a marketer, an expert marketer, and I bring the marketer here and I say, you know what? Okay, we are Elevated TV Radio. We're not going to do content. We're not going to do anything. We're just going to say we're Elevated TV Radio. Go and sell and bring $1 billion. That's stupidity. Okay, this is not artwork where you say, no, don't worry, it's abstract. Don't need the more you look, the less you see, but it's abstract, and you want to sell it for 250 million. It doesn't work like that. Football is entertainment. People need to get entertainment value to part with their money. And then when you are now competing with a higher brand like the European League, the Champions League, and the rest of them, then you must do something well. Let's not even say it will not work, because in 2015, 2016, it worked. We had all our stadiums packed full. That's the season that Rangers won the league. It worked because people like them, Toby and the rest of them, made all the sacrifice that needed to be made. On Facebook, you will see them putting the hashtag support the LPFL and a whole lot of other people. So if these clubs really, really want the league to run, it's not by doing a bridge. If you like do a bridge league, our league is still going to be shit if it is shit. So if you want the league to run, first off, each of the individual club needs to call themselves and say, you know what is there that needs to be done now? What are the changes that we need to do from our side? And then it is that product that the LMC or whatever the organizers of the league would take up and go and sell. Look at Wrexham, the third oldest club in the world. Some guys in America, Ryan Reynolds and his friend, showed up and bought the club for 2.5 million. Yeah, they did a documentary on it. Their social media handles went, exploded. Just look at Francis Uzoho, for instance. 14,000 followers before the Manchester United game. One game and boom, he's on 45,000 followers right now. When Alison left and went to Big Brother, first, when she got in, she was on 7,000 followers on Instagram. Today, which is close to 100 and something thousand. So you need to do something to get the attention of people. Human attention is the most expensive commodity in the world right now. You can run a football club where the only time you give an update is on match day, and you're retweeting what LMC is tweeting or what a few journalists are tweeting. Your handle does not tell us anything. We don't know what your players are eating. We don't know what type of boots they're wearing. We don't know how their life is. We don't know any backstories about your players. And you think that you want to sell the league, and you're so concerned about matching up your calendar with the European calendar. Even if we match up our calendar with the European calendar, when was the last time players from Nigerian league actually went on transfer to Europe? If it is not this grassroots club that are producing players to European league, you think Nigeria would really sell any player to European club? We sell our players to North Africans, and they spend 2 seasons and then they are useless. They come back again, they are struggling to find their feet here. That's the truth. Nobody wants to say these things that I'm saying, especially for someone who played in the league. But the truth needs to be told. Sometimes you just get pissed with when people come out and say some things, and you look at them like, are you really, really serious right now? You want to be on DSTV? Really? Seriously, you want to be on DSTV? Do you have a league that DSTV would you be interested in? Or you think DSTV, they're running a charity business? Okay, they are not case. The people there, they are not case. They don't know what they're doing. They just go and put their money down and then put your league on this. Come on, shut up. Well, let's continue with the news. I mean, sorry, but I had to do that run because sometimes you just get angry. Well, Fidelis Elechiko had something to say after they got knocked out of the CAF Champions League. Well, you can give excuse. They were robbed. I mean, refereeing was bad. Plateau United coach Fidelis Elechiko, as he presses on his team with the resilient performance they showed against Esperance in the TotalEnergies CAF Champions League. The referee's controversial call ended Plateau United's hope of reaching the group stage of the CAF Champions League. In an exclusive interview with ElevatedTV.com, Fidelis Elechiko said, the little we've done is a product of hard work and also discipline. My boys have worked hard so much, and another big challenge is the fact that we're playing away, literally playing in Abuja is a way for us. And looking at the situation, well, that's, you can't blame anybody for that. Looking at the situation, that's a league that people want think that will be on DSTV, where home teams can't even play their matches at home. You agree with me that the boys have done so well, and kudos must be given to them. Well, they didn't qualify, so I don't know where you're going to give them that kudos. I'm so proud of their effort. After we went past AS Manchi and drew against Esperance, many people weren't so confident in us. And looking at the structure of Esperance, nobody gave us a chance that we would have done what we did. What did you do again? Yeah, you won out to 1 and then you lost away from home. You didn't do nothing. You didn't qualify. So people who didn't believe in your team going through, they were right. Okay. The pressure faced in Tunisia, the boys held up well on the pressure. In my heart, they are champions, and I told them they had done more than expected. And some of the Esperance fans clapped for us. I don't like that. And gave us kudos. So I am so proud of them, and the preparation for the Confederation Cup must now begin. Our heads are high, and we have hopes something positive will happen. Let's just hope that happens. We're running up the news segment. Let's jump into the NBA. I've given you a whole lot about that. The sprinkle of sweet curry on top of the stew for Golden State Warriors was all that happened this morning. And let's not forget that Philadelphia's 76ers also lost. But let's take it how it is. The 2022-2023 NBA season kicked off very, very well as a kick started last night, or probably early hours of this morning, with reigning champions Golden State Warriors kicked off with a convincing win over Los Angeles Lakers. The Warriors, claimed a 123 or 123-109 win over their rivals to get off to a flying start. Reigning MVP Steph Curry led the scoring on the night with 33 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists. Andrew Wiggins led the Warriors supporting cast with 20 points, while Klay Thompson contributed 18 points. Both Draymond Green and Jordan Poole, featured for the Warriors with 4 and 12 points respectively. For the Lakers, it was LeBron James led with 10 points. Now, this is a problem I have with the Lakers. It's not a LeBron James thing. LeBron James will keep scoring, but you don't need a 40-year-old man to be your leading man. But hey, when that 40-year-old man is LeBron James, it's hard to outplay him anyway. But 40-year-old man, well, Anthony Davis should be scoring LeBron James right now anyway. Anthony Davis should be, but then you have Russell Westbrook who is a key misser, misses on the bench a whole lot. But let's see how the season goes. For the Lakers, LeBron James led with 21 points, 14 rebounds, and 8 assists. Didn't get to triple-double anyway. In the first game of the 20th season in the league. Of his 20th season in the league, Anthony Davis scored 27 points for his side, and Russell Westbrook contributed 19 points and 11 rebounds. As well, the Boston Celtics started the 2022-2023 regular season as they ended the last one. They claimed a 126-117 win over Philadelphia 76ers to go 1-0 in the season, despite the absence of suspended head coach Ime Udoka. They are able to cruise past the 76ers. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum each scored 35 points for the Eastern Conference champions in the tie. James Harden tallied 35 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists for the 76ers, while Joel Embiid contributed 26 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 assists in the losing effort. They tried. It's not saying they didn't try, but sometimes, like James Ingram said in the song, I did my best, but I guess my best wasn't good enough. I think that's exactly what happened. But let's keep our fingers crossed and see how it goes. Now let's come to the show proper. I was asking you guys this question. What do you think of Graham Potter? I think that it's come up good. I used to say that English coaches don't do well, they won't win you anything. They've not won anything anyway. But I wasn't expecting him to go on this run, not losing, putting the team together, getting discipline out of the players, and getting everybody to do well. And my guy, Benedict Eke, chimed in his own talk, but then he told me he's got something on the World Cup. I'm going to come back for us to talk about that. All you guys there, just keep it chill, take a chill pill a little bit, and let's talk about it. So what do you got for me for World Cup?
Well, the 2 days away from the World Cup.
Yeah, that's true. It's 2 days.
Biggest fact about it is that, as we all know, there's 2 teams actually start the World Cup since the new format from the Group A to F to now the Group to group H. Well, first goal in the 32nd minute in the 2010 World Cup, Lucas Podolski scored against England, winning a 4-1 win for Germany. Second goal, Ilhan, that was back in 2002. Ilhan scored a goal against South Korea, Turkey. That was when Turkey and South Korea were the host that year.
So wait. You're giving me statistics for 32 minutes goals because there are 32 days
left
to the World Cup. Okay. Again.
Then also, Rivaldo scored the second goal of their 5-0 thrashing against China back in also 2006. Now with that, the minutes go, it's not easy to find goals with the score for 32 minutes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Well, now we have to go to the 32nd goal scored in every competition since 1990. That also wasn't easy because you need to play games also simultaneously. 1990, the 32nd goal is scored by Cameroon's Roger Milla against Romania. Let's forget him. Roger Milla is actually the oldest player to ever score in a World Cup game. For 2 years, about some 39 days. He actually holds that record of the oldest, and he also scored the 32nd goal in the 1990 World Cup. 1994 World Cup, 32nd goal is scored by Swiss's George Greggy against Romania again, and they like conceding 32nd minute goal.
Yeah.
In 1998, the second goal is scored by Croatians Davos Soccer against Jamaica in the 3-1 win against Jamaica. Jamaica are now a World Cup team.
And he ended up winning the highest goal scorer in that World Cup.
Also. Also, in the 2002 World Cup, the 32nd goal is scored by Costa Rica's Ronald Gomez against China. China too have considered 32 minutes goal and 32nd goal in competition. While back in 2006, the second goal was scored by Spain's Xabi Alonso against Ukraine. In 2010, the second goal was scored by Argentina's Gonzalo Higuain, just retired before.
2 days ago.
Not allow go, that sort of thing. He scored a goal against Korea Republic. Back in 2014, the second goal was scored by the latest Ballon d'Or winner, Karim Benzema, against Honduras. While the of late 2018 World Cup, the second goal was scored by the man who should not be injured. Can you guess his name? Harry Kane against Tunisia. Lastly, for the 32, we're going to talk about players who scored a goal in the World Cup at the age of 32. Few players I could find who were at age 32 in the World Cup. So very first, we have the World Cup final goal in 2006, Marco Materazzi for Italy against France. He was 32 years when he scored that goal against in the final. This is final. And lastly, the 2018 World Cup, remember Mario Mandzukic scored an own goal, and he also scored a goal, and he was 32 years of age. So some sort of record, own goal and scoring a goal at 32 years of age. Lastly, for the 32 years ago, Lucas Puyo of Spain.
Yeah.
He was 32 when he played the World Cup final back in 2010. David Silva was also 32 in the last World Cup, where for Spain against Russia 2018. While for the last World Cup was Manuel Neuer. He was also 32 in the recently played World Cup. So that's all for 32. Tomorrow 31, and it's going to come down.
Well, tomorrow we'll look at the 31 numbers. I hope that you give us things that happened, 31 minutes, 31 years, 31, whatever you have cooked up, we're eating. We're going to be here taking it up from you. Well, let's look at the conversation from the fans. And then let's start with Instagram, as I always like to do. And quite a few people have brought in their comment. Jacob Giorgio, 1985, he say, Senior Bros Rendo, how are you? I'm sure that person is not a robot at all, at the way he spelled that. Okay, but I mean, you get a pass for effort. Afolabi, he says, that's not acceptable, not good call at all. Okay, then again, with a minute, any player can get injured. Okay, that's talking about Harry Kane. I don't think I also support the idea that they should manage. I feel like we went on that say, okay, he repeated, he said that's not acceptable, not a good call. Then again, within a minute, any player can get injured, even at the training ground. So I don't think it is right to tell the coach of Spurs that you have to manage Harry Kane and don't overplay him. I don't agree with that. And no matter how you want to explain it to me, it doesn't make sense to me. Okay. Somebody's asking a question on Tierney. I don't think I can read that one. It doesn't. I don't know. I don't know if I can read it, but I'll try. Okay. Let me just see if I can. When you don't have your name on the message, it's hard to take on. Okay. Say good morning, boss. Okay. Do you think Tierney should the worry knowing that Zinchenko is not fit, but he's still not starting. Okay. It's about him also not being fit. It's not about whether Zinchenko or not. He's not fit and he can't start. If he was fit, he would start. Obviously, he's the best left fullback that Arsenal has got in their team. And unfortunately, right now, he is not fit. Zinchenko is not fit. There's nothing anybody can do about that one. It's just one of those things that happen that you can't change. You just have to like accept it as it is. Okay, let's take this one from Saviki. He said Potter has really turned Chelsea around, playing good football and winning convincingly. I just pray that the momentum is sustained. I hope that sustainers also continue, but not against Arsenal anyway. Jacob Juniors 1985 said English FA don't know their problem. And then Jacob he said, I'm so sorry, wishing your son quick recovery. Thank you very much, bro. Ulul after I say, I never did convince about Graham Potter, but make we enjoy the momentum, okay? And then he went on to say, sorry to hear about your son, wishing him all the best. Thank you very much. Shihiro was here, Gala Media was here, and a host of other people as well. So let's read from the guys on YouTube and see what you guys have got to say on this one. Oduni Ramileko say good morning, fans of Elevator. Thank you very much. Potelas clinched the award, but just 1 point over that made. I wanted me to win it. Coming second is nice, sharp. I hope she can win it next year. All right. Let's hope so that she puts on the performance that also match winning it, because the thing about it is other people are also coming, they're racing up on them and they want to also win it. And then Oduni Ramileko said, if she continue with fantastic form this season, I just have a feeling that the votes were shared between her and Kerr. That's why none of them could get the #1 spot. Okay, I think I agree with you on that one. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Votes being shared. Okay, Timothy, that might say your voice sounds so weak. Then please take care of yourself, sir. Yeah. The funny thing is, I wish that my voice is like this every day. Like this is how my voice is. I think that my voice is too tiny. Sometimes I sound like I'm like Kevin Hart without the money, you know. And I wish like this husky voice that I have right now is my everyday voice. Full Solo Zone says, when is MPFL new season starting? Well, they've not given us a date. They are still planning to do an abridged league, like I read in the news, put together our package by Timothy Dayimbo. Okay, so we'll keep our fingers crossed and hope to God that they tell us when it will start and tell us that it starts very soon. I know that some of them are lobbying to go to the World Cup. Some of the club administrators are also lobbying to go to the World Cup, even though Nigeria didn't qualify. So everybody, I've seen people lobbying to go to the World Cup, even asking Amaji for favor to put them in one committee or the other for the World Cup. But it's too late anyway. It's too late for that. Okay. Yemi Dynamite says, Big Uncle E, good morning, sir. Good morning to you. Do you have flu? Because you're sounding tired, sir. No, I don't have flu. I didn't sleep at night. My son not feeling fine. It was all on my chest, running temperature, coughing and sneezing and all that. When is MPFL new season starting? Bro, calm down. You're asking the same question all the time. Stamina Emmanuel, I say good morning, everyone. Good morning. He said, I agree with you. Stamina Emmanuel is my former teammate, fantastic guy, a nice human being. Football, very, very nice human being. Very, very nice human being. He said, I agree with you, my brother. Teams in the Nigerian League needs to market their teams, their stadium filled like the Premier League. We're not doing magic. You know, magic is not going to happen. All this talk about, they're owing money, they will still. The league will not make money if you don't put a product out there for people to run to. All of us that are loving football, we that love Arsenal, Man United, and the rest of them, or the La Liga teams, or the Italian Serie A teams, it's because of what they are putting out for us. Once you're not putting out anything, nobody's going to be interested. And then add that to the economic situation of the country, add that to the insecurity of the country, add that to a whole lot of problems that we're dealing with, nobody's going to care. So it's a long way, and but the thing about it is this is the time for them to start. If they start now, by the time things go, you know, the security challenges are reduced and the economic situation improves, people will just embrace it. There will be a little bit more disposable income. So for them to be talking about, let's compare ourselves to South Africa, Ethiopia, Kenya, and the rest of them, that's shit, man. We shouldn't even be thinking about that one. Well, Adebola Aloha Sham for me says, good morning, bro. Good morning to you. Right now, I love what I'm seeing from Chelsea and the manager, but I want to see you. I want to see you, Graham Potter, perform in big games. For example, this weekend game. After that, I will, reach him. I will talk. Okay, let's see that one happen. Yemi Dynamite, he said the Lakers need a revamp, and it will be difficult to ask LeBron because he is the first that needs to go. Nah, you can't. Nah. Don't bring Cristiano Ronaldo into this conversation. Nah, LeBron James ain't going nowhere. No. I don't agree. LeBron James ain't going nowhere. LeBron James is not Cristiano Ronaldo. LeBron James is not stifling anybody as well. I think that the rest of the crew needs to, do as much. I'm not saying not everybody will be LeBron James, but if you take LeBron James out of this team, they'll go 10 years without winning anything. Yeah, this franchise. Remember where they were before LeBron James came in, and then they won the title. Okay, so they won that title in the bubble. I think if you take LeBron James out of this team right now, the Lakers franchise will not be there, and I'm very, very sure Magic Johnson knows that. Okay, so if you want to trade LeBron, well, he can't go to Golden State. That's if he can't. I don't know where he would want to go to, but why would anybody want to trade LeBron James? I mean, this is where he should retire. I don't see LeBron James going anywhere. But Anthony Davis is trying, but he can't stay fit to save his life. I think Russell Westbrook needs to do more. I thought they were going to trade him and bring in somebody that would also match up with Anthony Davis, but unfortunately, he's still on the roster. So let's see how that goes. Divine Tokai said, I can only wish Chelsea FC well. I'm not sure if Chelsea's form is the new coach bounce or down to the capacity. For me, I'm still observing. Okay, observer newspaper. I don't know. I just hope that you observe. But based on what you've seen, I mean, you've seen the coach. It's not hard to say the coach does not know what he's doing. Okay, let me give you guys a good example. When Arteta came in and everybody was saying, no, Arteta is a schoolboy coach, he doesn't know what he's doing. I stood my ground because I knew I was saying what he was doing. Tactically on the field, the team was playing in a different direction. And then off the field, he was taking the big decisions. You know, the thing about football is sometimes the hard part is to take those big decisions. That's why when Aubameyang stupidly came out and said that Arteta can't coach big players, man, Aubameyang is shit, talking nonsense, right? That's like the stupidest thing. Because you're a big player does not mean you should break rules. Breaking rule does not make you a big player. It makes you an idiot, right? So when I saw the kind of decisions he took with Ozil, the decision he took with Guendouzi, Torreira, it was firm on, I don't want you on my team. I don't want you. Nothing is going to change. You're either going to go on loan or you're going to get transferred, but you're not going to be on my team. And I like coaches like that because, again, I will keep saying it. I know that the generations and the times have changed. Now, people's players, family members even have a say-so on whether they play or they don't play. But the thing is, from what I know about football, coaches' relationship to managing a team is not a democracy. It is autocratic. Yeah, the coach's word is law. The coach is the one who has the final say. Because at the end of the day, players don't get sacked. Coaches get sacked. So he has to put a team, build a team together the way he thinks it is good. And if you think that, big players are not good for him, it should be respected. There is no such thing as a coach knows how to coach big players, or a coach don't know how to coach big players. There are no such things like that in football. Some players just think that they are big. And I mean, Aubameyang, for instance, is deceiving himself now that he's a big player. And I'm like, okay, when you retire, what are they going to write to your name? You won 1 or 2 FA Cup in England, and then one Community Shield or one DFB Poker in Germany. And so there goes the guy that only win the little cup. Isn't that what they're going to say about him? When you talk about big players, we know who big players are. Sadio Mane is a big player. Mo Salah is a big player. George Apongwe, big player. Kano Wako, big player. I don't think Aubameyang will be mentioned as a big player. Because if you want to say Aubameyang is a big player, then Darren Bent is a big player. Then Agbolahan is a big player. But these guys are shitty players. And that's where he belongs. So to call himself, big player, he just shut up. What's wrong with you? You're not a big player. That's not made you look big. You're not a big player. You're just one guy who came to an Arsenal team that needed inspiration, and you just couldn't provide it because you were more focused on doing you than working for the team. But look at Graham Potter. He came into the team at a time where morals were down, they were not doing well. And then all of a sudden, the team is just in one direction. Even players like Messi Mount that couldn't find their bearing are all of a sudden finding their bearing. I know that they talk about the new coach bounce and all of that. This is one of those things that analysts want to give to people. But the new coaches have also come to teams and they didn't change anything. Okay, so sometimes you look at this team and you say, I think that Potter is doing something right and it's going well. Just the same way we saw with Antonio Conte coming to Spurs, and we saw that, okay, yeah, Antonio Conte is bringing this team together, he's getting them to get on the run, and given the time, he might challenge for the title. That's what people said, but I don't believe that Spurs would ever challenge for the title anyway in my lifetime. Well, they have a big stadium now, they would have money to spend, but I don't think that Spurs will be mentioned. They didn't win it in 2016 when everybody left it for them, and then they allowed what's it called? Leicester to come out of nowhere and win it. I don't think anybody is going. Full solo zone. Why am I going to talk about Nigerian football? Ask the question that you want me to answer you and stop being nasty, please. There's nothing to talk about Nigerian football right now. If there's something to talk about, we'll talk about it. We read the news and told you the teams that are playing on the continent already. It's becoming irritating, okay? So if you want us to talk about something, you ask a question, I've given you the answer to it. What do you want us to talk about Nigerian football? Nigerian national team is not playing right now. The only team that is playing is the under 17 team, and we've given you the update on that already. What do you want us to say? There's no league. The league is not on. You want me to sit here and be looking at you guys? Nigerian Football League transfer is like something that they do in Kovo. Nobody gets told. So what do you want me to do? To tell you the things that I don't know or to lie to you? We don't have a league organizers right now. There's nobody that is running the league. As a matter of fact, officially we don't have a league. So there's not even transfer talk because we don't have a league. We don't know when the league is going to start. Some people showed up and said they want to be anonymous, that the league might run in an abridged league in 2022. Is that what you want me to talk to you about? Come on. I'm not a bearer of negative news. I don't have the energy to feed on that. So I'm going to focus on what I think is good. Divine Tokay say, I can only wish CAFCC well. I'm not sure if Chelsea form is okay. I think I've read that one before. And on Instagram, mostly 101 says, greeting like what I want, greetings to you. Akwas Baba is say, I beg, help me tell Javi to resign as the head coach of Barcelona. Amigo bros, greet you especially. I don't think he's going to resign. You and I know that coaches don't resign again. Why would he resign when he can't wait to get fired and he gets paid? But I still think that Javi is a good coach. I think that Javi would provide for Barcelona what they're looking for. It's just that you guys need to be patient. Don't go and be behaving like Manchester United fans and the class of 92, and then the club goes for 10 years without winning anything. I think Javi will come good, but in his time, you know, the club, the kind of problem that Barcelona have been in, and I mean, look at them. Well, apart from Champions League where they are hanging on the thread, they're second in the league, just 3 points behind Real Madrid, and you know, one defeat this season. They could win the league as well this season. They could. Yeah, I'm not saying they win it, but they could. And then there's so many other, so many other spaces for them to improve as they go in the season. The new players that they have in the team, they've also not blended properly. Most of them didn't have a preseason with the team, so you could tell all of that. Even when the league started, some of them didn't know whether they would be registered or they would be allowed to go for free. So let's be cool with them. I know that Barcelona fans have been spoiled with too much winning, too much victory, too much success, too much beautiful football. It's hard for them to even accept this thing that I'm saying. But you've got to eat humble pie right now and accept it, because if you don't, something you can do. You can only shout from here. The result will still be the same. Let's look at some of the stories that are making the headlines in the Daily Mail and across Europe. Okay, that story about Kyra Hamori is still always there. It's eventually will become a movie one day. Amazon Prime, I said it's like 4 seasons ago that the rate at which Amazon Prime is going, I won't be surprised if they start streaming matches live. That have already started. So they have a broadcast right of the Premier League now. You see Amazon Prime, they started, and they have Eniola Aluko and what's it called, Ali McCoys of TalkSports. All of them were on hand to, and I think Alan Shearer as well, on hand for the Crystal Palace game, Crystal Palace Wolves, and other various Brighton and Hove game as well. So a new era has started, and it's because, again, let's bring it to the Nigerian League that I was talking about. It is because the Premier League provide more than a product that brands like Amazon Prime could come and invest that much money okay, almost over £2 billion, to be able to be part of this broadcast and over a number of years because they see a product. It's not just because they like the LMC or the EPL chairman or the organizers of the league or the English FA chairman. It's not a friendship thing, it's a business thing. So until we put a business proposal on the table, a functional business proposal on the table that works, I don't think that anybody will care about Nigerian league. And no matter how we try to blackmail anybody, no matter how many how many committees we set or interim or not interim, it's not going to work. Jurgen Klopp is in the news again, and this thing that Klopp likes to do, when Klopp gawks, when he goes, it comes out to say it's been misunderstood, it's not being translated, some things are lost in translation. So I think when he spoke pre-match about the City team, about how they spend money and all that, the club, the Man City fans didn't like it, they didn't take it easy, and they call him xenophobic. And then that club has come and he said, I'm no racist. Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp insists he is no xenophobe, and that Manchester City's accusation is miles away from my personality, as he claims comments about their investment last week were misunderstood. When would clubs speak in clear English that we can understand? Because as it is right now, I think that even Tinubu will come out and say the poison Holy Communion was misunderstood. I mean, they're taking it out of context, not what he said, not what he meant, blah 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 blah. If we can understand, if we can agree with Klopp, I guess we would also agree with Tinubu Jagaban on that one. But then again, Benedict, who poisoned the Holy Communion?
I don't know.
Are you sure?
I don't know.
Is that rat? You go to church?
I go to church, but I don't know what I'm doing there most of the time.
Is there a rat in your church?
No, there's no rat in my church.
Why do people always talk about church rat? Like church rat, like it's as poor as church rat? I don't understand.
The metaphorical is just being exaggerated over time.
I don't think it should be used because, I mean, I go to church. When I used to go to church, I don't go to church anymore, but when I used to go to church, I don't see rats. So I don't know where this whole metaphor of church rat comes from. Chelsea target the January move for League One top scorer Jonathan David as Graham Potter looks to add competition for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, but Blues could face competition for the.
They should just sign a contract from Abidjan. They should really want to even be for him. That should be the best bet. Okay, for the £46 million rated Lille star from rivals Arsenal. Arsenal, you want to go to Lille again? Nicolas Pepe, 72 million. I would forgotten. Please leave Lille player, but then is from Lille.
That's exactly what I wanted to say. Osimhen came from Lille, but maybe it's in and out of injury as well. Let's not forget. Okay, England are crying about injury everywhere. Whether it's their T20 team, whether it's their Football World Cup team, injury is just their biggest fear. And I'm saying to them, this one that you're calling injury, 32 days to the World Cup, the injury might just come. Okay, I remember when the Michael Owen injury happened, when David Beckham injury happened, when Ronnie had the metatarsal. England are calling this injury. The universe would oblige them very soon. Okay, Eric Ten Hag reveals he hasn't decided on David De Gea and Marcus Rashford. Manchester United future with their contract set to expire next summer. As boss insists, his focus is to restore the club and develop the squad. Do you think that they should let David De Gea and Marcus Rashford go, or they should renew them?
Like I always say, first thing in the business is what more does the person have to offer. David De Gea has more to offer. So does Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford
for Man United.
For Manchester United, they don't have more to offer. I think they shouldn't let them go.
Okay, and another story that captured my fancy: Jadon Sancho and Anthony lack imagination and should be killing fullback, says Rio Ferdinand, as he tells the Man United dude to look at Arsenal's Bukayo Saka for inspiration. Do you agree? Do you agree with Rio Ferdinand on this one?
Football and your mates, that's the very first question. Jadon Sancho is a trickster, so is Anthony a trickster. Arsenal, the both have different wingers. Martinelli has what he's good at, Saka has what he's good at, Anthony has what he's good at. But if they say you should look at, we have likes of Mahrez and Foden, That's acceptable.
Why Riyad Mahrez? Riyad Mahrez is not playing. Saka is playing more games than Riyad Mahrez.
Of course, but if you look at past times,
no, we're talking this season. Please focus on this season.
Okay, this season, but they will go good. But looking at your younger brother, it's not good. It's not good.
Okay, so there is one that got me laughing. Okay, first off, let me read this. Barcelona and Edgar Davids style midfielder in January as they look to add aggression alongside Sergio Busquets, with Leicester's Yuri Telemans and Wolves star Ruben Neves on their radar. Now, that's not the one I want us to talk about, but I just mentioned that because of how Arsenal was hoping that they will get Yuri Telemans for free at the end of the season. Now Barcelona has entered into that conversation, and you know that, I mean, anybody would choose Barcelona over Arsenal, depending on how the summer look at. If Arsenal ends the season as champions, that's tongue-in-cheek talk anyway. If Arsenal ends the season as champions and they're doing well and Barcelona are not doing well, let's say hypothetically Barcelona does not qualify for the Champions League next season, God forbid anyway. But it's a possibility. Yuri Telemans might just choose Arsenal, and I pray that Arsenal puts themselves in position where the Yuri Telemans would have to choose Arsenal. But then, talking about Yuri Telemans coming, the plan is if Yuri Telemans comes in, one of the players that might be affected is Abad Simbi Lokonga, which I love to call Awili Lokonga. Now, this is what he's got to say. Abad Simbi Lokonga admits he almost snapped last season after falling out of favor at Arsenal and his difficult spell. Okay, as midfielder revealed, he was pissed off after being overlooked by Belgian boss Roberto Martinez. Now, that's not the side I'm looking at. This guy has called his agent and told his agent that, look, I'm not playing regularly. I don't feel comfortable with it. Can we find a way out? Okay, what's there to do? And everybody's saying, and his agent told him, calm down. And I'm looking at this Arsenal team. You have Thomas Partey, who plays directly in the position that Sammy plays. Do you see him ever making it at Arsenal? Because for me, I don't think he would. But do you see him ever making it at Arsenal?
I always felt like the first time I watched him play, that game was phenomenal. Very, very good.
You know what?
I think you should watch his debut game.
Do you have a girl that you're crushing on that have the name Philomena?
But in the long run, he's really lost his place. Because even see when Partey is injured, because you're not playing Shaka in a much more deeper role than to look to the bench for Sam Lokonga. Making it out there is going to be still. I believe he came from Belgium, and Belgium to the English Premier League is such a transition that one should expect to be playing regularly. But if it's lost, his agent should find a way to get him out there, because there's no possibility. The chance of him playing is pretty slim, because if Arsenal are looking at you, TLMS, you can dual the position of both attacking and defensive. Come on, Sam Lokonga has lost it forever.
Well, that's if you say so. And I saw my energy goddess on Instagram, walking Sarama Elias, okay? And good to have you there. So let's see what we got with the guys here. I just say Baka hijack Kunde Rafinha. Now League and UCL is about to be hijacked from them. Damn. Somebody's creating some rhymes there as we wrap up on the show. Tosi Adebambo says, if there is rat in church, there is 100% probability that the rat will starve because there is no food in church. This is the metaphoric statement. A church food day pass. Hey, you don't know. Church, now which kind of church did you go? The church I used to go, now church get food though. Food. You forget to say church get storehouse. Hey, church, food. Now church, now then food though. Pastor's house, now in the fine pastor. No, that's not my fella. Okay. Olatunji Emmanuel, he said Rashford has what to offer. Benedict, mind yourself. Okay.
I believe what age is on his side?
There will be two on his side. He said Rashford has what to offer. Benedict, mind yourself. Man United need better wingers, and I hope Ten Hag has control over renewing contract. What, don't they already have good wingers? Is Jordan Sancho not a good winger? Is Anthony not a good? I mean, you guys spent 78 or 81 million to buy Anthony,
and it's almost similar amount for Jadon Sancho. That is almost 150 million combined.
No, even more than. I mean, the two of them combined is about 160 or 170 million. and you still need better wingers. Man, Arsenal brought Martinelli from one Palmeiras in Palmeiras in Brazil from their junior team, and then they brought in what's it called? Bukayo Saka from the Arsenal Academy.
Rejected from Real Madrid.
And what are you guys saying? Come on, you guys have players that if Arsenal have Anthony and have Sancho, I would not say that Arsenal is in the title race. As a matter of fact, Arsenal will win the title. And you still say that you guys don't have wingers. Man United have a winger that can shoot for 40 yards and score. No, please, nigga, please don't even bring that one. I think that Man United have what they need. It's just that the players they have evil spirit is worrying them. Well, we've got to the hour 10 o'clock. We got to pack our bags and baggages and leave the studio now. Let me go and rest a bit. Maybe my voice will be restored in that period. That's if that young man allows me to rest anyway. And then I still have a meeting to attend by 11 o'clock. Oh my God. Okay, no problem. Right, guys, thank you very much for joining in on the show today. Benedict, any last word for us?
No, not really.
Okay, thank you very much.
Make sure
Guys, see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you're here. Like Benedict have said, have a wonderful day. Be the very, very best version of yourself. Don't cause people to cry because of your actions. Don't cause people to regret coming to work because of you. Don't cause people to regret meeting you, but let people feel good knowing that they met you in their space of life. Okay? Have a wonderful day. My name is Idafi Matthew. You love to come in the Legote One Sports. It's been me and Benedict on the Sports Buffet on the Legote TV Radio. Say love to us. Good music coming up next. Bye-bye. You are welcome.